Hey, what's up, Game Skulls? Welcome back to the $1 Billion Grind. Happy Wednesday. Today is what, like May 11th? And wow, it got warm today. We actually have our air conditioning turned on for the first time this year so far. I know I titled this, Are You Ready for the Summer? And summer doesn't start till what, like June 21st, I think. So still like a month and 10 days away till we're actually in summer. But man, it got to like 80 degrees today. And according to the weather forecast, it's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow as well. And maybe for the next few days. So yeah, I woke up pretty toasty this late afternoon, and the wife informed me that she had turned on the AC. So if you hear a humming dull roar somewhere off behind me, just remember I am in the basement, and so sometimes you will hear house noises, like people stomping around upstairs and stuff like the furnace kicking on, and even occasionally the washer and the dryer, although usually I will turn those off before I start streaming. Don't want to have too much craziness going on when I'm trying to stream. As a matter of fact, looks like I am missing a dock here. There we go. That's what I need to be able to see. All right, sorry about that, guys. I missed that in my setup. Anyways, yeah, that should match up. So yeah, it's basically like summer here. I'm gonna try to keep cool with some drinks. I don't know if I showed this to you guys actually. Let me flip camera views here for a second. You can look at my my big ugly mug here for a minute. Most people think this sounds really gross, and I totally get it. If this sounds gross to you, that's fine. But I found this weird coffee. It's actually Coca-Cola coffee. It's basically literally Coke with a coffee flavor infused into it, and I guess vanilla too. There's a little vanilla stripe there. Technically, it's Coke Zero, so there's no sugar, no calories, no carbs. And man, it tastes good, and it is refreshing. I'll always be a Monster fan first, but this Coke coffee thing has got me going. I ordered a little 12-pack of it, and I've got it in my fridge here for the next few weeks. Good stuff. But let's take a look at the grind, shall we? We got, where are we at? 209.6 million. We're just about to 210 million. So we've got just a few things to do. You know, today's Wednesday, so my Monday and Wednesday grinds are never that long because I have to start work at 9 p.m., which means I need to start getting ready at 8 p.m. And I really can't grind before 6 because I don't even get up until 4 or 5 at the latest. Like today, I didn't get up until like 4:45. So obviously, Monday and Wednesday will always be a short stream, short grind. Friday night, now that is the night, man. That's when I've got pretty much all night to do as long as I want with it. So anyway, we've got a Cayo set up, ready to go. I don't think it's anything terribly special. I think it's bearer bonds, and actually, let's just take a quick look at the screen. I guess I got to register first. Secure serve. There we go. So let's take a look at the screen and see what the secondaries are. Oh, you know what? It's actually a pretty good. It's actually a pretty darn good heist. It's going to be bearer bonds with 2 Cocos up at the North Dock, although they are on each side of the water, so a little bit more of a hassle, but definitely worth it. But since we're pretty much just about it, we're like 609.6 or 609. I wish. $209.6 million. We're almost at 210 million. By the time we do this, we'll collect all the safes. I've got a pretty big nightclub sale to do and a bunker sale, and we'll probably squeeze a squeeze a payphone hit in there as well. I think we'll do pretty good tonight. I don't know if we'll get to 215 million, but we'll certainly get up around 214, I would think. So let's get moving on it anyway, because we don't have all night, unfortunately. And firm settings, play. So yeah, we usually don't turn on the AC quite this early. I think this is the earliest we've turned it on in a long time. It's usually not till like the end of May that we really start to feel the need for it. But I guess a little unseasonably warm here today. Daytime, continue. And you know, it's funny growing up in my house. My parents didn't even have AC until like my mid-teen years, and the heat never really bothered me. I guess growing up I was used to it. As a matter of fact, you know, it's funny. I think about when I was a kid, and if you can relate to this, you know, speak up, say if you understand what I'm talking about. But man, when I was a kid growing up, come 8 a.m., I don't care if it was 100 degrees outside. My friends and I, all summer long, we were out there. We were outdoors all day long until the streetlights came on, and then we were home again. Kind of the benefit of, I guess, growing up at a time before we had these awesome games to play. Although it's not like we didn't have anything. We had Atari. We had some of the earliest home computers. So we did have stuff on there too. It just didn't dominate us as much. I mean, the games were a lot simpler. How long can you really play Space Invaders for, you know? Oh man, I'm not going to get him, am I? Okay, good, I got him. Oh, you know what? I forgot my radar. Hold on. Talking about AC and I'm forgetting to play my game. Turn off expanded. There we go. But yeah, growing up, we'd be outside all freaking day. We didn't care how hot it was. That didn't matter to us. We just didn't want to be in the house. We would occasionally all congregate inside or congregate around the Atari and down in the basement, of course, where it was cool, because none of us had AC. But it just, I don't think I could live without AC today, man. I don't know if we've all gone soft. We've all gotten so spoiled by it, but it's just a different world today. All right, let's get the cocoa here. And then we got to go across the water to get the other one. Unfortunately, it's not the most efficient route. Oh, grab this. Yeah, my poor mother, man, she couldn't keep us inside. That was another thing too, wasn't it? Like I say, we were out all day riding around. Number one, we didn't have cell phones. There was no contact. My mom couldn't text us. As a matter of fact, the closest thing we had, my neighbor across the street, his dad installed this great big bell outside the house. And when for any reason they wanted my neighbor, my friend, to come home, the dad would go out there and ring the bell. And the bell was so loud that you could pretty much hear it anywhere in range of where we would be. I mean, we would play all around the neighborhood, of course, and we would go out like in the little field outside the neighborhood and stuff. But it was like a good quarter-mile radius that you could hear that bell for if he rang it really hard. So that was that was the communications technology we had then for them to call us home. Like I said, we didn't have cell phones. We weren't in contact. My God, we would be out all day, every day, no contact at all. I mean, we'd come home around lunchtime because we're getting hungry or whatever, but then we'd head right back out and we'd be out all day, man. My parents had no idea where I was. We were just riding, but it was a different time. It was a very different time than it is today, I guess. You know, growing up here, we had a park across, well, not growing up for me, but for my kids growing up. We had a very nice park right across the street from our house, and they were like never allowed to go alone to that park, which kind of cracked me up. Now, that was my wife talking, not me. I would have been fine with it. I said, yeah, go ahead. But my wife was not okay with my daughters just going to the park. And, you know, I don't know. I mean, she's probably wiser than me about that sort of stuff. I'm a little blasé about danger, I guess. Sometimes you might say I'm kind of stupid. My awareness is probably not what it should be. Rather famously, I came home one day from work before we were in this house. We were in an apartment, and this apartment was at the very, very back of the complex, where there was like a little woodsy area, just off behind our apartment. And I came home one day, and I would walk right by all that and walking upstairs and into the apartment. And I walk in, and the wife is looking at me like it was a very judgmental look. She was judging me about something, and I had no idea what it was. And I finally, I finished changing and whatever, and I'm like, okay, what are you looking at me about? Why are you giving me this look? What did I do? And she said, you have no idea what you just walked by, do you? And I said, I walked by something? And she's like, yeah. She said, there were two skunks fighting right on the edge of the woods. You came roaring up in your Jeep. Headlights hit them, everything. You got out. You walked right by them. They stopped and kind of froze when you came by. She said, but you walked by them within like 10 feet and you never even looked in their direction. You didn't even notice them, did you? And I'm like, no. No, I did not. So, yeah, my wife has pointed out over the years that my situational awareness is probably not what it should be. So it's probably not surprising that I don't grasp the inherent danger of my daughters going to the park across the street to play by themselves when they were a little bit younger. But again, I guess I'm just a product of my environment. I played outside all day, every day, my whole childhood. I was 5 years old out in the woods with my friends. But it was, I admit it was a different time back then. If anyone who's watching this knows what I'm talking about, chime in, feel free. I think the differences in society actually are a little bit kind of sad compared to the fact that it was so much safer then. But then I wonder, was it really so much safer back then? Or is it just that our communication has gotten to the point, our communication networks, that we now hear about every single thing that ever happens, no matter how small, and so we perceive it to be more dangerous than it used to be. I don't know. Maybe a mix of both. Maybe the truth is somewhere in between both of those things. Like, people are crazier and nastier than they used to be, but at the same time, we also have more awareness of it too because of all the instant communication. I mean, look at it. Anytime anything horrible happens, pretty much anywhere in the world, we're aware of it within minutes. We're all getting alerts on our phones. That didn't used to be like that. It used to be, last Saturday something happened horrible somewhere, but now you'll know by that night, that it happened. Oh, I hope I get this guy before he turns around. I didn't, but no big deal. Got him anyway. And I don't even mess with that guy on the other side of the gate anymore, by the way. He has messed me up 20 too many times. I'm tired of having to restart this heist because I try to shoot him through the gate and my bullet hits the gate instead of him. And then everyone is alerted. Oh, hello. Also, I got to be careful running up on these guys to hit them like this. I wish I wasn't such a horrible shot. Otherwise, I would just shoot them and not worry about like popping them hand to hand like that. But sometimes when I run up on them, I run too close and I end up knocking them over instead of hitting them. And then that too often results in the alarm going off. Oh, nice fall there, Mock. I'm okay. Wow, we're pretty well ahead of the Juggernaut there too. All right, let's take a look here. I'm brain fart there. I was sitting there waiting for this. I was waiting for the fingerprint thing to come up. That was the gate, not the fingerprint cloner. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There we go. One more. Let's get in here. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Wow, that went fast. Look at that. I'm gonna take a little sip of my Coca-Cola coffee. Everyone's probably like, ew. My wife tried it too. She didn't like it at all. She was like, yeah, you can have all of it. When I first bought it, she was wanting to try it. Oh, wait. 42, 72, 90. 42, 72, 90. 42, 72, 90. 42, 72, 90. There we go. Oh, look at that. That takes pretty good, man. 1.7 mil. Let's get out of here and see what it is after everything. We should still get the Elite Challenge, too. Where's the... okay, he made his turn. The Juggernaut. And where is... Ah, come on. Climb, you bastard. All right, where is that guy? Okay, good. Good time to see. Yeah, I don't even bother killing that guy anymore because he's so easy to sneak by. No point bothering with him. I'm going to sip for a cutscene here. Oh, yeah, so when I bought the 12-pack of this Coca-Cola coffee stuff, the wife was like, did you put them all down in your little fridge in the basement? Like accusingly. Like it was... It had all the makings of a fight, you know. She almost like that look, almost like the skunk look, you know. Like although, well, no, it's a little bit different. The skunk look was more of a "you're an idiot." This was more of a "you're a greedy bastard." So it is a slightly different look, admittedly. It has something to do with the angle of the hip, I think, when she gives it to me. But she, so she's like, you know, did you put all those down in your little fridge, your little private fridge, like as if this is somehow out of reach to her. Like she can't just come downstairs and grab one out of it. And it's not like there's like a code lock on it or anything like that. But I told her, yeah. As a matter of fact, I did. I ordered these for me. I put them in my fridge. If you want one, you are welcome to take one. Go right ahead. She's like, you know, kind of huffy about it. I guess I should have put one at least in the upstairs fridge for her. I guess I can be greedy that way sometimes. Says the woman who hides the M&Ms and cookies from me that she buys at the grocery store for herself. Although she would argue that there's good reason for that, too. That I have a tendency to not just take one or two, but to actually finish all the stuff that she buys for herself, and quickly, too. So, and I can't actually debate that. She's right about that. You'll find as we go over stuff like this that my wife is pretty much right about everything. But anyways... So then it turned into a moot point, though, because I did go get one, and I was having one upstairs, and she's like, well, can I try it? You know, and I said, sure. So after all that fuss, here's my wife trying the Coca-Cola coffee. Ew. And I'm like, see, no big deal. You didn't like it anyway. And I know it sounds gross, and her reaction was exactly what most people probably imagine they would have if they tasted it. I love the stuff. It's freaking fantastic. It's a neat, unique kind of flavor. Alan Zver. No vowels in the last name. Well, hey, Alan. How you doing? Thanks for joining, sir. I'm going to assume, sir. Because I know it's A-L-I-N, which is not a normal spelling, but it looks like the pronunciation of A-L-L-E-N. So anyways, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. And in fact, I'm going to have a little more of my Coca-Cola coffee here. So yeah, my wife was very protective of the children, probably to a level that I would never be. Not to say she didn't care. I mean, she... or not to say she was overly nice always to them either. Like... So she was very concerned about them. 1.6 million, my final take, by the way. Very nice. Very nice. Good take on that. That's gonna help a lot. But, you know, for a woman who is so concerned about their safety all the time, I would say she wasn't quite as like, I don't know. She's very different than my mom. Oops, you know what I want? I want my radar. Hold on a second here. What my wife was she was not a coddler. And I will fully admit that my mom was absolutely a coddler. So my mom may have let me go out all day, every day on my own and was seemingly unconcerned. But that's not to say that my mom didn't care. As a matter of fact, my mom was the type of mom that would literally never stop offering me things growing up. You know, you walk in, she's like, "Are you hungry?" I'm like, "No, no, I'm good." "Well, how about I fix you a sandwich?" "No, no, no, thank you, I'm good." "Well, would you like some soup?" "No." "Well, how about some macaroni and cheese?" Like, you know, eventually you're like, "Ma, no, 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 I'm good." You know, my wife was basically just, you know, she didn't cook for one thing, not like my mom did, and so my wife was more just the type of, well, let's go get McDonald's, kids. Do you want McDonald's? You know, and if they didn't, she'd be like, well, that's what we're getting. So, so it wasn't the same level of, she was maybe a little more concerned about them, but maybe not quite as much of a coddler as my mom. Do you play on Xbox? Yes, sir. I'm playing the expanded and enhanced version on Xbox Series X. But as nice as my mom was, she could also be a little bit rougher too. Not to say she wasn't a disciplinarian when the situation called for it. She had the wooden brush, which was the terror of my sisters and I growing up. We always knew when Mom got the brush out, man, she meant business. I don't know if you guys, if your parents ever had anything similar. The wooden brush was something, because it wasn't very big, but it had like a flat wooden handle. And if you look at it from the back where you couldn't see the bristles, it was shaped exactly like a paddle, just a little small paddle. But you know, being smaller doesn't make anything better, because being smaller meant she could swing it with a lot more velocity. And when it made contact with you, all the impact was concentrated into a smaller area, which meant the pain was much more intense. And don't get me wrong, you know, before anyone calls family services on my mom for abuse, I would never, ever claim that I didn't deserve every time I got the brush. I absolutely did. I'm just saying that, you know, my mom was both much more coddling than my wife, but also much more of a disciplinarian than my wife as well. She wasn't afraid to pull out the brush, you know, play the brush card, if you will. All right, where is my oppressor here? Oh, whoops. And of course, you ever notice whichever way you face when you call your vehicle, it always spawns in the opposite direction? Oh, what was that? That was an NPC basically trying to run me over, and I don't think it was even trying to be sneaky about it. It was being pretty blatant. It's like my mom with the brush, man. Jeez. Of course, as much as we feared the brush, in my house there was one thing we feared even more. I think most people can relate to this. My dad. So if the yelling and the brush didn't work, that was the nuclear option. Was you wait till your father gets home. Oh yeah, we were instantly the most perfect children on our way to Sunday school that you ever saw. As soon as that threat came out, please don't tell Dad when he gets home. You know, kind of like waiting for execution kind of thing. My dad, he didn't mess around with that stuff. If he came home after working his butt off all day and heard from my mom that, you know, even the brush wasn't enough to keep us in line, yeah. Then he would show us his own version of the brush, known as the belt. And yeah, I feared the belt even more than I feared the brush, but for the most part, I tried to avoid both as much as possible. Just wasn't successful. Not to suggest it always happened, but enough times that I remember it. I wasn't a terrible child by any means, but I certainly wasn't perfect. All right, so we cleared the agency safe. I'm going to get the arcade safe and the nightclub safe, and then I'm going to do a nightclub sale. I should have a really good sale coming out of the nightclub now. Yeah, actually, the safes should be pretty good too. The agency safe wasn't entirely full. It had room for like another 10 grand, but it was mostly full. And I think the nightclub safe will definitely be full when we get there. It should be like 210,000. I don't know that this will be 100,000. We'll find out in a minute. I'm gonna have another sip of my Coca-Cola coffee. I'm cheating on Monster Energy. Monster will always be my first choice, though. Definitely the first place I go. So let's jump in here. I'm curious about the people who do watch this stream. Are you guys all grinding too? Do you have any goals, any targets? Is there any amount that you're planning on grinding to? Yeah, no, we only had 75,000 there. It wasn't full. Like I said, I played a little bit in the morning right after I got off work before I went to bed, so I had taken some of the safe money. It actually means that overall I got more money because the safe didn't fill up. That means there weren't any 48-minute periods where no money could be put in. So, oh well, I mean, it will be for the nightclub safe, because when you've got that maxed out, you're getting 50 grand per 48-minute period, and the max is only 210,000, so it actually maxes out really fast when you have max nightclub popularity. And I had it at max when I left, so this morning. Let's take a look and see. It should be 210,000. The expanded and enhanced loading screens. In no way any faster than they ever were before, despite the claims to the contrary by Rockstar. Yep, 210 grand. Hey, we still have 2 bars of popularity, though. That's nice. I'll make sure to get that back up before I go totally AFK for the night. Probably not during the stream, though. Probably after the stream. So, okay, well, yeah, we got 500,000. I didn't, really mean to close the safe. I don't usually bother with that. Hold on here. My guy, will he walk away? All right. A little too much character animation there where you don't have control. Let's see. Let me deposit all the safe cash real quick and see where we're at. So we're up to 211.8. So we've already taken in about 2 million. And sit down here. Let's see what our nightclub sale looks like. Now, Tony will take like $100,000 cut. So it's, ooh, that's pretty full. So we're going to get about 1.26 million. So, all right, let's sell the goods. We still have a bunker sale after this too that I want to knock out, and then Cayo will be done with cooldown at the end of this sale, so I'll probably start another Cayo. All right, which mission is this? Okay. All right, and I think somebody will. Wow, really? Where are all these? They're all up north. There's 5 drop-offs. Okay. And I know some NPCs will come after us while we're doing this. That's just a part of it. So, no big deal. Oh, so yeah, speaking of Rockstar and promises and whatnot, I know a lot of people have been talking about the summer DLC coming. And a lot of people are predicting it's going to be with a Liberty City expansion. And they're saying that... I don't think that Liberty City, if that is the case, I don't think that Liberty City will be added to the free roam map. I think it would be just like the Cayo thing, where you go to it for a special heist, a special mission, and then you come back. So I don't think it'll be like an actual free roam main map expansion in that sense of the word, just like Cayo wasn't either. And they added the island, but it's not, you can't go there in free roam, and you have to, you can go to the airport and go to the party thing, but you know what I mean. It's not like you can just take a boat to it, like actually go to it and come back from it that way without going through loading screens. But I'm not sure where all this is coming from. Rockstar has not said a word from what I can see. And as a matter of fact, I went back because I was trying to remember last summer the tuners update. I know that they did announce that beforehand, and there were trailers for it and stuff like that before it came out. But I went back and looked at the dates. And so the tuners update last summer came out on July 20th, 2021. Rockstar themselves did not mention it until July 15th, just like 5 days before. So assuming their time frame for this year is going to be about the same, let's say they release their summer DLC in July, which, you know, is reasonable. That's typically about when they do it. I think that's when the Nightclub DLC was released too. Do I have to back off of the road to drop this? I do, don't I? There it is. That's the downside to the expanded radar. Oh, these guys. I'm just going to cut right across this field, which they won't be able to do. With the expanded radar on, it's sometimes hard to see where the actual drop circle is. And this one, these drops don't have anything visible like on the main screen at all, like a corona glowing or anything like that, a trigger point that you can see. You have to go by the map. So anyways, so assuming the summer DLC is going to be in July, which would make a lot of sense given previous years. I think that's when the Nightclub one was. I know that's when Tuners was. We're not going to really see anything about it probably until right before it. And until Rockstar says, you know, this is what's coming, I take everything with a grain of salt. So, I mean, look, maybe it's true. Maybe there is a Liberty City expansion of some kind coming to the game. Maybe. But I would take all that with a grain of salt. And I would stay away from certain channels that have a tendency to make 5,000 videos off of a single sentence that was said somewhere and presented, you know, clickbaity, like as if it's gospel and, you know, de facto going to happen, because those can be very misleading, some of those videos. I'm curious to see whether they're going to come out with any kind of update, meaningful update for Red Dead Online. I think RDO is gone. I think it's done. Well, how about this? There's still people playing it, of course. And there's people who have a lot of time invested in it who are not going to just let it go. They're going to keep playing it. But I think, I feel like Rockstar is just done with Red Dead Online. I don't think they're going to do any more with it. And it's unfortunate because I feel like they could have been a little more creative with it. But at the same time, I just don't think that time frame lends itself, at least not for me, doesn't lend itself to the same kind of like excitement and adventure that the Grand Theft Auto universe does. You're never going to have the kind of high-flying, crazy speed action in that setting that you have in here. I mean, I know you've got horses and crazy scenarios where you're jumping off of horses onto carriages or onto trains and stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying there's no room for action. I mean, obviously there's a fair amount of action in story mode for Red Dead Redemption 2. But it just doesn't translate as well as GTA for the action. And at the end of the day, that's what always gets me with GTA is just the action level, the high speed, there's just something about it. Wow. I killed an innocent NPC. Well, I also got the guy who's coming after me. I'm sorry, sir. That was not meant for you. Bad timing. Wrong place, wrong time, sir. It happens. Anyways, but I'm sure there'll be a nice big update for us in GTA Online in July whenever Rockstar does get around to announcing it. But I don't see anything big on the horizon for Red Dead, and I don't think there's going to be. I mean, hopefully Rockstar will prove me wrong. Hopefully they've got something so awesome under wraps but in the works for it that it's just going to blow all of our minds and make all of us switch over to Red Dead, but I don't see that happening. I really don't. And the fact that they took the time to upgrade like the graphic level in this for this new generation tells me that they are very committed to continuing the GTA Online thing for quite a while to come. And that's good because it's still got a lot of potential. I think there's still so many awesome things they could do in this game. I mean, there's so much potential in this map in general. it's such a widespread map with so many different areas, and like we said, they can even add in their DLCs, they can add new areas like the Cayo Perico Island and stuff. So it just, I don't know. I don't see this game dying anytime soon. Of course, that then leads to the question of, well, are they going to keep putting off giving us a new version just because they don't want to harm, the economics of this one? And that's where that's where capitalism sometimes fails you a little bit, when a company doesn't want to give up its profitability, and then in the name of not giving up that profitability, it actually harms innovation because they don't want to harm the product they have that's already doing well. And it can be a difficult balancing act to walk between releasing new stuff and still getting maximum value out of the stuff you already have. So it's not easy. It's not easy. Oh, hey, Mr. Five, how are you doing? How's your character coming along? Are you do you have an oppressor yet? I know that was a little rough last Friday when we were doing all the stuff, and we're all on oppressor Mark IIs, and you're in your Kuruma. Although I think you've kind of inspired me with that, though. When I got my own Kuruma out, it was kind of fun driving it again. I hadn't driven it in so long. I'm thinking I'm gonna play a game someday where one of these days where I ban the Oppressor Mark II and I just do everything old school style, like 2014 era style. Which I guess we had buzzards then already too, but you know what I mean. A lot more people were rocking the automobiles at that point. Oh, I'm doing good. Thank you very much, sir. It's like 80 degrees here today. We've turned on our air conditioning for the first time this year. I was commenting earlier that it's funny how spoiled I've become. I grew up in a house that didn't have air conditioning until I was in my mid to late teens, and it never bothered me so much when I was young. If it got really, really hot, we'd go in the basement where it was cool. But man, I couldn't live without the AC today. I woke up today and like kind of sticky, like it had been kind of warm there in bed when I was sleeping. And the wife kind of came by and said, well, I put on the AC because it's like 80 degrees and it's probably going to be 80 degrees tomorrow as well. So yeah.
Hey, it's your dear friend Simeon.
Oh, go away, Simeon. All right. I was on 1 mil last time. Now I'm on 3. Seriously, less than a week, and with the limited resources of still just starting out, you've managed to grind another $2 million. Wow, man. Wow. That is awesome, sir. That is awesome. That is some good good progress there. Very impressive. Because it's not as easy to make when you can't just grind through the Cayo over and over again. It's so easy to clock in millions of dollars so quickly. Speaking of Cayo, I think it should be unlocked. Yep, things are calming down. So where are we at money wise here? We collected the safes, we did a Cayo already, and I sold my nightclub. We're up over 213 million now. Nice. Considering we were just hitting 200 million on Monday, too. So let me jump session here into my Kasatka. That's my spawn point. But that is impressive, man. 3.2 million. So, what are you going to buy? What's your next big purchase with that now, since you've grinded up so much money? I imagine you're going to want to get into an Oppressor Mark II before too long, because it does speed a lot of things up with the grind. Yeah, it wasn't easy, especially when you only have a Kuruma. Yeah, I'll say. I remember when we didn't even have the Kuruma. You know what we did for bulletproof before we had the Kuruma? A lot of the supercars were bulletproof from behind, so you'd like back up, like the Pegassian furnace. You'd back up and shoot a person behind you. But the problem with that is those cars weren't terribly sturdy. like even with maximum armor. So even if you were backing up and shooting people, they would shoot the back of your car and keep shooting it, and your car would catch on fire like way too quickly. So you could only do it for a little while. It didn't last all that long. So, all right. I am 6 for 6 on my possible workaround for the Cayo Perico infinite loading screen bug for the intel mission. So the first thing we need to do, we've got the new Cayo heist purchased here. We've got hard mode. So the first thing to do is the intel mission. Now, those of you who have been watching the stream know that several times over the last couple weeks when I go to do this mission, I'll get the Vellum, I'll get the plane, I'll fly it all the way across the darn map in slow motion. I'll fly into the trigger point, it'll take me to the loading screen, and it'll stay on the loading screen permanently, and I have to actually exit the game and restart the game, and that is a bug that came with the expanded and enhanced. Well, I think I have a workaround. That was happening to me at least every 2 or 3 times I would do that mission. I'm now 6 for 6 of it not happening using this workaround. And this is the workaround for me. Before I launch that mission, I step outside my Kasatka and I just hang out here for a minute. You probably could just turn around and go right back in, but I do like to look around at the scenery a little bit when I step outside. I'm way up north. And then I go back into my Kasaka, and now I will launch the intel mission. So before you launch if you're experiencing this bug, please do me a favor. Before you launch the intel mission, step out of your Kasaka and then back in, and then come over here to the screen and launch the intel mission. And if that works for you, and it mitigates that infinite loading screen bug that's been happening, please let me know in comments or whatever if that helps you. Because, man, what a bug. What an annoying bug. We got to go to Procopio. There we go. I think I'm going to buy a sub now and grind Cayo. While that'll certainly rocket you up in the money a lot quicker than anything else you could do. I like the auto import export too. That's one of my favorite activities, but I almost never do it anymore because I'm so busy on Cayo. Tip to make money for beginners: take advantage of the double money and RP jobs. Absolutely take advantage of those. You definitely want to level up to like level 135 is kind of like the last good level where you actually get something new for it, something you couldn't have before. I think level 120 is when you're finally able to have the minigun. That's like the top level weapon. Well, level 135 is when you can finally have 10 of the super heavy armors instead of being limited to 9 in your inventory. So after 135, it really doesn't matter. But definitely in the early going, try to level up as much as you are, level up your RP as much as you are money. Where are these guys? Oh, here they are. Oh, I need to change my radar too before I go to Cayo. I'll take care of it in a second here. Try to shoot these guys without blowing up the plane, of course. There we go. No, he ran toward the plane. Okay, good. He's far enough away too. All right, there's one guy left, but he is on the other side of the plane, and I'm just going to take him out with a gun. If I can get out of here and shoot him before he shoots me dead. Sometimes that doesn't go my way. Here we go. All right, good, we're done. A couple times I've landed. Oh, I'm going to turn that radar down too. A couple times I've landed there and come after them, only to have them mow me down as soon as I get out of the helicopter, which is always a little embarrassing. Don't like losing to NPCs in a firefight, especially when there's only 1 or 2 of them, so I can't even claim the numbers advantage for them. Back up a little bit. It can be hard to get this thing going. Like, it has a hard time rolling over all that stuff in front of it. And that car kind of landed in a bad spot. So here we go. All right, this will be test number 7. if we do not get the infinite loading screen bug here at the end of this, it'll be 7 for 7 that this workaround is working, and we're not experiencing it anymore. Matter of fact, Mr. 5, you should keep that in mind if you're going to start grinding Cayo. I guess first I would just do it normally and see if you experience the bug. I'm pretty sure it is an expanded and enhanced thing, though, and I'm pretty sure you will run into it. But if you confirm that you are experiencing it, then try that workaround before you launch this mission. Just step out of your Kasaka and then back in and then launch it. And so far, 6 times in a row that I've done that, it has not taken me to that infinite loading screen. So I'm hoping this is a workaround. If I get to 10 straight times, then I will probably make a video about that and post it. And also go to the go to the Reddit thread where they're talking about it and suggest that as a fix as well. I actually got the idea from the Kasaka bug we were having when Expanded and Enhanced first came out, where the Kasaka was charging $10,000 to fast travel instead of $2,000. And it turned out the workaround for that was to step out of the Kasaka and back in. That's what made me think of trying it. It occurred to me that maybe the bug actually happens like when you launch the mission. Like as soon as you launch the mission, maybe that's where, like, in the computer, it's determined whether or not it's going to be glitched out when you get to the trigger point. And so you maybe whatever causes it is some weird state when you're in the Kasaka, which was the issue with the overcharging for fast travel. And so stepping out and back in kind of clears that weird state or whatever it is that causes the glitch. Anyways, that's what made me think of it, and so far, 6 for 6, it's working. Keep my fingers crossed for here. Is the helicopter worth it? The one that you can buy with the sub? Yes, the Sparrow. Yeah, I think the Sparrow is important because the early setup missions, you want to jump out of your sub as quickly as possible and get moving. The other thing that's worth it, by the way, are the guided missiles, because when you're doing the gun loadouts, unless you plan on doing those Merryweather missions, I refuse to do the Merryweather missions for the weapon loadout. And by the Merryweather mission, what I'm talking about is the one where you follow their helicopter from Elysian Island, like in slow motion all the way across the map, where you then have to fight like 50 Merryweather guys and then go into an Avenger, fight some guys, Merryweather guys in there, get the weapons. Then the Avenger has taken off while you're in it, so you have to jump out of the Avenger, parachute back down to the ground, fight another 50 Merryweather guys, and then escape all the way back to your Kasaka with the weapons. The mission takes like 15 minutes minimum. So I get the guided missiles with the submarine, and when I get that mission, I launch a missile and I blow up the Merryweather helicopter on Elysian Island, and just wait until I get an office mission for the weapon loadout. So here, guys, we're coming up to the trigger point. Moment of truth. Are we 7 for 7 with this workaround? Fingers crossed. Here we are. Loading screen. Is it going to take us to Cayo, or is it going to leave us here forever? Yes. 7 for 7 now. We have now 7 times in a row we have not experienced the infinite loading screen bug. I really hope this stepping out of the Kasaka and back in is the workaround to fix it for us. What I really wish is that Rockstar would, fix it. But since it's a game-breaking bug that causes you to have to sit through a slow-motion plane ride all the way across the map, I'm guessing they're never going to fix it. If anything, in their minds, that just encourages you to buy shark cards rather than sit through all that mess. Anyways. Rockstar. I know I'm critical of them, but they have earned it. They have earned it. They have my admiration, my respect, and my disdain all at once, which is a pretty impressive feat when you think about it. Capable of really great and really horrible things. So, yeah, the Sparrow's definitely worth it. I will say this. If you have the Oppressor Mark II, and if you don't have the money for the Sparrow, I feel like it's not a big deal to leave your Kasaka like the way I did a minute ago when I was stepping out and back in, and call for a dinghy and take the dinghy is free. It comes with the sub. And just take the dinghy into shore and then call for your oppressor and go do whatever it is you're going to do. That's not a big deal. I did that at first before I got the Sparrow. So, and, you know, it's just a slight difference. I would say, honestly, if you're going to be grinding Cayo over and over, and if you're planning on not doing the... if you're planning on doing it the way I do, whereas for the weapon loadout, you refuse to do the Merryweather one and you wait for the office and you just keep blowing up the Merryweather helicopter, I will say that the missiles, the remote control missiles, actually save you more time in the long run than even the Sparrow, because you know, otherwise you're going to have to go out there and manually blow up that helicopter. Or I guess you could set your spawn point to the Kasaka, and maybe when you get the Merryweather mission, just jump sessions. I guess that could work too. It would probably be quicker than going out on your Sparrow and going after that helicopter and then having to come back and relaunch. I don't know, but I feel like just because of that and how often you get the Merryweather mission when you're trying to do the weapon loadout, it's probably a better value to get the remote control missiles than it is to get the Sparrow. And I know that seems counterintuitive, and I'm kind of surprised to even hear myself say that. But I think in the long run, over many, many, many Cayo runs, the guided missiles probably save you more time in blowing up those Merryweather helicopters. Hey, we got Coco here. Nice. Because all we have on the other side is a single cache, which is horrible. But up to you. I mean, maybe you're thinking about doing the Merryweather mission, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with doing it. I just don't. I think it's not the most efficient way of going about it. What do we got on this side? Man, the tables are sparse, aren't they? Empty tables all over the place. What is this? Coco? Yeah. All right. So we're going to have to get not Coco, a brownie mix. So we're going to have to get the brownie mix and the Coco from this side, and then we're going to have to finish off on the other side with the cash. Actually, you know what? No, I can't either. I can't. I was going to say I'm going to look and see if there's any paintings in the office. Actually, I am going to look and see, because if there's paintings in the office, then maybe what I'll do is just do the Coco and a painting, because the painting takes up 50% of the bag. All right, we'll see. Let's see if there even is any painting in the office anyway. I guess if there's no painting, it's a moot point, and I'm just going to have to do it the way I said. We'll see. Another thing I'll say about the Sparrow, by the way, that helicopter, is that it is faster than the Buzzard, like its top speed. Its missiles, I think, are about the same, although I don't think... I think the one benefit the Sparrow has over the Buzzard for missiles is, with the Buzzard, there's that limitation where you can just fire two, then you have to like wait a second before you can fire again, and the Sparrow, I think, can just kind of keep on firing and firing, which is cool. But other than that, I think the missiles are about the same. But the drawback of the Sparrow is the helicopter is so light that it's a lot harder to control than the Buzzard is. You go to land the thing and it'll like start swaying side to side on you. I have a real hard time with this sometimes. I've crashed the Sparrow more than any other helicopter I've ever flown in this game. It just seems like when I go to set down, it's really hard to do a controlled descent and land lightly on it. And the thing is made out of paper mache too. I mean, seriously. It smokes for like no reason sometimes. Like I don't even know what hit it, and it starts smoking and it's gonna blow up and die. I'm like, I didn't hit anything and nothing shot at me. You know, I don't know. Those are the downsides to it. Hey, look at this, straight across for all three, easy. But the one big benefit, of course, that it has is you can swoop into your Kasaka above it, and then you can hit the right D-pad and enter your Kasaka the way you do above your CEO office when you land on the helicopter pad up there. Be back in 5. Mr. 5 will be back in 5? All right, sir, no problem. No problem at all. So let's see what we got on the camera feeds anyway. I am going to look and see if we have paintings just in case. I don't think I'll go for them, but may as well just see if they're there. What's the primary, though? Oh, tequila. Tequila along with the crappy secondaries. Man, even the compound room has cash in it instead of gold. Hey, we do have a painting, though. What about the other one? Nah, just one. So I could do cocoa and then a painting, as opposed to cocoa, brownie mix, and cash. Yeah, I feel like cocoa, brownie mix, and cash is worth more money though. I mean, not a lot of money. Like it's probably only difference of like maybe $10,000 or $20,000 total, but I think it's still. I'm trying to maximize the value out of everything as much as possible. So I think I will probably go that way. The expanded enhanced loading screen. Oh man, I finished my Coca-Cola coffee. I got none left. I really want another one, but I also want to discipline myself and like just have one a day, not like overindulge in that stuff. Because seriously, I could drink that whole 12-pack like in one night if I really like wanted to. Actually, I don't know if I could do that, but I could easily drink like I've had days where I've had like 5 monsters in a single day, and they actually warn you not to drink more than 3 in a 24-hour period. You know, when the company that sells it warns you not to drink too much of it, it's probably not a good idea. But like we said earlier, I have a tendency to be a little blasé about things that I should be more careful of. I don't claim to be the wisest person to ever walk. So, all right. So we've got the scope out, and now we're going to do the weapon loadout stuff that I was talking about. I always buy the suppressors. Definitely worth it. And I like the crack shot loadout for me. So accept. And look at that, Merryweather. And this is why we buy the remote control missiles. I don't even know what it's called officially, missile station or whatever. But I will fire this thing. And we're right by Elysian Island, so we are right in range. And we will see the Merryweather helicopter sitting on the roof over here. It's always on this roof, waiting for you to fly up to it so that it can take off and fly in slow motion all the way across the map and make you follow it while you pull your hair out and scream in agony. No more. Now, yes, you do fail that prep mission, and that's fine because we're looking for the office one. And there's 3 locations for the office one: the Penrith building, the Schlongberg Sachs building, and 707 Vespucci. My favorite is 707 Vespucci, and we got Merryweather again. So I'm going to blow it up. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, hey, wait a minute. If you keep getting the Merryweather HQ over and over and you have to keep blowing it up and then relaunching the mission, eventually, wouldn't it have been faster to just do the Merryweather mission from the first? Well, yeah, it would. It could get to that point, like if you did this like 20 times because you kept getting this mission over and over, you could eventually get to the point where, had you just done it the first time you got it, it would have been faster. But I will tell you that has never happened to me. My record for the number of times I've had to blow up the Merryweather helicopter is 8. We're now at 2. And there's also this to think about. Anytime you're at this point right now where you know you have the Merryweather mission, well, from this point, it's always faster to blow it up than it is to do it. So it's always the right decision to blow it up. I really don't believe, not that it's impossible, but I really don't believe that I'll ever have this like 20 times in a row. And even if I did, well, then we'll break even. It'll be the same amount of time as it would have anyway, and I didn't have to do a really annoying mission while doing it. Because believe me, this takes a long time. These missiles are very much worth it. So we'll try again. We want 707 Vespucci. That's my favorite one. Next favorite is Penrith. And then Schlongberg Sachs is my least favorite of the office missions. And we are on number 4 of Merryweather. So we're halfway to the record here. So worth it, though. So absolutely worth it to have these missiles for this very reason. I've heard they're also fun for griefing people in free mode, but I wouldn't know anything about that. That's not me. I don't do that. As far as you know. Actually, I don't. I'm actually not a griefer. Not saying I've never had fun with them. I have. But I'm not the type to blow people up over and over. Wow, look at that. We're on number 5. We might get to the record here. The record is 8. So this is number 5 of blowing up the Merryweather helicopter. I apologize for the lack of action as we do this. This is about as exciting to watch as paint drying. Blowing up a stationary helicopter with a remote control missile over and over again. But again, as I say, believe me when I tell you, had we done the very first mission, like had we just elected to go with it, we would still be over downtown Los Santos following that first helicopter. It really is truly slow. Truly, truly slow. I'm telling you. It's like agonizingly slow. There we go. And we got our favorite location to boot. So we will move over to Vespucci Beach. We've got the 707 Vespucci location, which is great. My favorite one, like I said. And now we can get moving on this. And I will take the Sparrow and land that. Between the 3 locations for the office, which are 707 Vespucci, Penrith, and Schlongberg Sachs, you can use the Sparrow to land on the roof for 707 Vespucci and Penrith. But it's very difficult to land. Oh, look at that sunset. Look at that. That is one of the coolest visuals in this game, is the Cossack coming up under the orange sky. I love that. I really should grab that and make a thumbnail out of that sometime. It's just so cool looking. Anyways, 707 Vespucci and Penrith, it's easy to land the Sparrow helicopter on. But for Schlongberg Sachs, you can do it. And, you know, if you're a flight god like Yorick, if Yorick watches this eventually, yes, sir, you must be named in every stream. That's a rule. Anyways, if you're Yorick, of course, you can land your Sparrow on top of the Schlongberg Sachs building as well. I cannot. It's difficult up there. It's not set up well for a helicopter landing. So if I get the Schlongberg Sachs building, then what I will do is along this main road up here, I'll just land the Sparrow and I'll switch out to my Oppressor. And then I'll fly the Oppressor Mark II up to the top of the Schlongberg Sachs and use that instead. That's the only difference. But for Penrith and for this building, 707 Vespucci, the Sparrow is fine. It's got a nice big area. Although you will see what I'm talking about here when I say this thing is like kind of hard to control. Like, it would be so easy to land a buzzard here. I mean, that's so much room right there. But I have trouble keeping this thing steady as I descend down with it. It's just not... It tends to sway from side to side, and you can't make it, like, just stay and go down vertically. It gets, like, caught in some kind of updraft or whatever because it's so light. There we go. I managed to set it down. But again, I was trying to set it down like right here. And it's like much closer to the stairs than I wanted it to be because it like swayed. What is my view like? Okay, there we go. I want the hold back view. And actually, I prefer my expanded radar for now too. Again, not that it'll help me in here, but I don't really need a radar in here anyways. But for the next mission, when I'm driving the Longfin, it will. So... in here, I always try to do the stealth as if I can. I'm sure you guys have seen it 100 times, but you basically take this guy out, and then you take these 2 guys out. Always the left one first. If you do the right guy, if you do the guy on the right, he will set off the alarms. So the left one first, and then be kind of quick about the next one, and then this guy at the end. And now you're done shooting people in this. Come back here. And if you look across the office, you'll see those guys all standing there. They have no idea that you just walked in and basically blew the brains out of their friends. It is easy mode, guys. I will admit it. It is very easy. 23, 10, 73. Looking for it. 23, 10, 73. I'm sure it's right in front of me. There's too many 10s in here. Oh, I see it now. Okay, there we go. Got it. Yeah, I feel like Rockstar made a lot of these guards and security people and stuff in this, like in all the associated Cayo missions. I feel like they made them too easy, like too deaf, too dumb, too blind. It's too easy to sneak around them. I've seen people do the main Cayo Perico heist without killing any of the guards and just by sneaking around them all the way through without having to kill any of them. When the guards are that easy to get around, then, you know, it is a little too much easy mode. Heck, I've seen people go mostly right in front of a guard and take a selfie with them. I mean, that's just ridiculous, man. That's way too easy. But I guess on the flip side, they did finally give us what we had been asking for a long time prior to Cayo, which is a reasonable money-making method for solo players that allows us to keep up with the ridiculous cost of everything in the game, too. So I guess you got to take the good with the bad. I'll tell you what. I may complain about the guards on Cayo being too easy and you know, too deaf and dumb and all that, and they are, but given the choice between not having Cayo at all and having it in its current state, I would take its current state every time, obviously, because you just can't make this kind of money anywhere else in the game. It's just the best there is. As Tylarius says, it is the meta, and it is. Okay, expanded and enhanced loading screens. Now that's the other thing. As much as I like the fact that you can write D-pad into the Casaca on the Sparrow, I don't like sitting through that loading screen either. I do prefer the speed of landing my Oppressor Mark II on the front of the Casaca and then going in through the door. I think that's a little bit faster. So we're going to go with the long fin. I used to do the submarine as the approach building, but I discovered the long fin is a lot easier, and actually the long fin is better for going to like the North Dock and stuff and getting the secondaries out there, because once they patched the doors in the compound where you couldn't like glitch your way through them to get the gold anymore, you really did, if you wanted to get the full bonus, you really did need to like go visit like the main dock or the North Dock and get some of the additional secondaries so that you could fill the bag up and get the Elite Challenge bonus. So as much as I like the Phantom Wedge, and it's good that I own it and I can call for it, I really hate the fact that it does not have bulletproof tires, and I don't understand that at all. And you can't put bulletproof tires on it. I've tried. It's just not an option. I feel like if of all the vehicles, the Phantom Wedge is one that should have bulletproof tires. But anyways. So services, Casaca, return options, send the Sparrow back. Oh, and I gotta put body armor on for these guys, because these guys are going to shoot the hell out of me. Where's okay? Try to get through the traffic and get into my. Here we go. Funny when you don't have a vehicle and you're stuck on the road and you really need one to be able to steal. Ever notice how the road will be completely empty? But when your vehicle is there and you need to run to it, suddenly the road is just filled with cars traveling at high speed, and you got to be careful not to get run over. Wonderful coding. All right. This game has whoa. Did you guys see that? That guy he was only visible in frame for like a second there, but he flew like really, really high, man. He just like whizzed by the frame up out the top of it. That guy flew like 30 feet in the air, and then he must have really flown high, because a few seconds later he came dropping back down, also in frame just for a minute. That was kind of funny. Anyways, there's a heck of a lot of Murphy's Law code in this game, like doing the stuff that I said, like when you need a car, there will not be any on the road. Ooh, hello, that cop car blew up. He must have really impacted that pole hard. When you need a car, there will not be any on the road. When you need to get into your car, the road will suddenly be filled with Wow, there was another one that blew up. The road will suddenly be filled with high-speed traffic, making it treacherous to try to run to your vehicle and get in. Murphy's Law. Guess we'll go in here. And looks like with that cop right on me, I'm going to have to blow myself up when I get out of here. Be the quickest way rather than trying to lose them. So we'll pull out the RPG and kablooey. There we go. All right, so all we have left is the plasma cutter, the fingerprint cloner, and the cutting torch, and we're ready for another heist. I think we should easily be able to finish that during the stream, actually. How come every time I'm on camera my nose itches? Last thing you want to do on camera is sit here rubbing your nose over and over, but it's like it's always itching when I'm on camera. Alright, so let's get our Oppressor Mark II and get a move on. So I really hope that the summer DLC is a good one. I don't know if it's going to be Liberty City like everyone keeps saying. Rockstar hasn't announced it. We probably won't know. Assuming it comes out in a similar time frame to the previous ones, let's say it's going to come out like in the 3rd week of July or so. Whoa, hello. Went to scratch my nose again, but this time I caught my microphone. Rewind that and watch that. That was funny. It would have been real funny if I popped myself in the mouth with this thing. Anyways, it's a big, heavy microphone too. It's a Samsung G-Track Pro. Thing weighs like go watch like a YouTube review of it, and that's what everyone will say, the same thing, because it's made of like solid metal. Everyone will say, man, this thing has heft, it's really heavy. I would not want to get popped in the mouth with this thing, man, because it'll hit with a lot of mass. It'll hit with more mass than my mom's wooden brush that we talked about earlier. But anyways, we probably won't know anything official from Rockstar until at least like no earlier than July 10th. I'm going to say if they follow the pattern like last year, it'll be sometime in the middle of the month, like right around like July 15th is probably when they'll announce what the summer DLC is going to be. Again, I have no idea if it's going to be this Liberty City thing. I mean, there's no indication of that other than people claiming, as leakers. And maybe they're right. Maybe they are. Whatever it is, I hope it's a good one. I hope it brings another good method of money making. Although I feel like since they put Cayo in the game, I suspect that Rockstar's opinion is that they no longer need to do anything more for solo players, solo grinders. They probably feel like, Cayo, look, we gave you Cayo, so everything else is going to be multiplayer. So if you want to do it, you'll need multiple people in the session. As you all know, trying to do heists with randoms, yeah. I could make a comedy series about that. Just the way things go, trying to do this stuff with randoms. I swear, I think some of the randoms that I've gotten in session with to like do like the original heists and stuff like that, I I think they've got to be trolling. I mean, people. Nobody's that stupid, man. Nobody is that stupid. They've got to be trolling. Some of the randoms I've encountered, just the way they completely just pooch the heist setups and stuff like that. They just, anyways, it's what one of the things that led me to being a primarily solo player. Heists with randoms. All right, we'll send that to Pavel. But I wonder, man, what is the DLC going to be? I wish Rockstar would give a little more advance notice of stuff, give us something to talk about and look forward to. I'd like to see a Mile High Club. Although we've talked about that, though. The problem with that is if they make any significant changes to the Mile High Club building, that could impact too many older missions, too many missions that already depend on locations in the construction. So they would have to accommodate all of that. They'd have to go back and change some of those older missions unless they could make locations correspond to what they are, but have the building be finished at the same time, which I don't see how they could do that. So I don't think that'll ever be a thing. I think that building will be permanently under construction. I don't see, there's too many missions that depend on it to change it. All right, so we'll come down here, swoop through, and one of the annoying things about this mission is it makes you go out this way in order to hit that trigger point before it'll tell you to go put it in the Kasaka. I feel like that's kind of bad coding. That's kind of like amateur hour mission on rails kind of coding, where look, if you've picked up the plasma cutter, it should be telling you to go to your Kasaka. It shouldn't still be waiting for you to go through some trigger point at the location. I think that's kind of bad, but that's the way it's always been, and I'm sure they're not going to fix it. One day I might try just going to the Kasaka anyways and not bother going through that trigger point and see what happens. Maybe it'll take it. I don't know. I don't think it will, though. I think you know, it's saying go to Rockford Hills still, even though you've picked up the item. All right, so we've got 2 missions left. We've got the fingerprint cloner and the cutting torch, and then we will be ready to head back to Cayo. I really want to get into some racing too, but do people even race anymore? You know, the thing is the races that everyone does now, I don't always like them. All the transform races, and they're always like crazy up in the sky, and I like the old school street racing, like cutting corners. I know I've said before, cutting corners was always my favorite track. I also like Down the Drain. That was another good one. There were a few courses back in the PS3 days that I really liked, that I ran a lot. I know everyone loved Criminal Records because you're just doing that circle around the jail. It's really, really easy. That was the one. At one point, I was in a crew. I can't even remember the name of this crew anymore. They were nice. It was like right after the heist had come out. They invited me and another guy in, and took us through the heist and gave us the full cuts because we were kind of newbies still, and just nice people. But that guy who joined the crew at the same time as me, we worked together to get our 50 victories because there was some stuff that you wanted to win 50 races in supercars because that unlocked like a lot of stuff at LS Customs, like paint jobs and stuff like that. You needed, a total of 50 wins in this category to have this unlocked. And if you did it in supercar, that counted for all categories. That was the reason why you wanted to do supercar races. So this guy and I, one day, we he was the one that joined the crew with me at the same time. We went and we did criminal records single lap over and over and over again. And, you know, we purposely threw the race. Like I threw it for him 50 times. He threw it for me 50 times so that we each got our 50 victories and knocked it all out in one session. But even so, even with criminal records being the short little race it is, especially if you're only doing a single lap, I want to say it still took us something like 3 hours to get it done. We were so sick of it by the time we were done, mostly because of loading times. If you guys ever played on the original generation for this game, like Xbox 360 and PS3, man, I complain about the load times now. They're nothing compared to what they used to be. I mean, seriously, waiting, you know, between those races, it was sometimes like a five minute delay just to get back into the race again. So yeah, it took us forever, and we were both so sick of it by the time we were done. But we did unlock everything, and nowadays I don't even know. I guess you do still need that for a chrome paint job. But one of the benefits of owning the auto shop that came out with the Tuners DLC is that all that stuff is unlocked for you regardless. So like, I know when I got my Xbox Series X last year and I was playing the Xbox One version of this game, I actually started a brand new character. And so right away, of course, I noticed that, you know, there was stuff I couldn't do, like the chrome paint job. You have to have like 50 wins in races in order to do the chrome paint job at LSC. Once I bought the auto shop, I still hadn't had 50 wins. It was actually kind of hard to get people into races. And like I said, all the races were these weird up in the air things. And I couldn't always eke out a win on those like I could on like some of those older courses, like down the drain or cutting corners. So, but I noticed that even though stuff like that was still locked for me at LSC, when I would go to my auto shop, I could do it despite the fact that I hadn't unlocked it. So that's actually another benefit. I've never heard anyone really talk about that with the auto shop, but I probably because everybody has everything unlocked already because they've been playing forever and they're not on new characters like I was. But that's one of the benefits of the auto shop is it removes that necessity to have to win those races to get stuff unlocked. At least I think it does. There might be a few things maybe still locked, like well, I guess anything that requires a reputation level. There's certain like liveries and stuff I think that don't unlock until you reach the LS Car Meet reputation level until you reach a certain LS Car Meet reputation level. Oh, this thing, man! Never ever leave your oppressor on top of your Kasaka, like leaning on its side. You'll come back out and you'll have to call Morse. I found that out the hard way. Anyways, so I guess there's maybe some stuff that still isn't unlocked, but the stuff like the chrome paint job and stuff like that, you don't have to have 50 wins if you own the auto shop. You can do it there. But if you go to LS Customs, it'll still tell you need 50 wins. So it's kind of funny. So we'll go to Cutting Torch, and this will be the last setup. I'll be ready to head back to Cayo, and it's not a great heist. The secondaries are a little weak and not placed very well, and of course the primary is just tequila, but it will put us up close to 215 million. So I'm good with that. Anytime I can make 5 million in a single stream, in a short stream no less, I'm good with that, man. It's easily the best money in the game. All right, this is going to be on top of speaking of Mile High Club and why they can't finish it. This will be an example mission here of that. So this one is on top of Mile High Club, and if they were to finish the building, then they would have to redo this mission. So I had a target for a moment. Why am I not targeting these guys? I don't know what's going on with that. I guess we'll come in close. I'm gonna get shot sitting here this close though. Got them both. Oh, that guy. Got him. Wow, there's like fire all over the place. I'm gonna catch on fire as I run through here. Oh man, well that was a mess. That was a mess. I don't know why I wasn't targeting stuff. That's the other thing too I've noticed up here sometimes is there's some things up here that will explode, and I've been caught by it on occasion. Like after I've taken everybody out, I'm not paying attention to the fire, and I'm running around here and I ran by something and it blew up on me and killed me. Totally took me by surprise. It happens. All right, where is this thing? Wow. Let me guess, it's going to be the very last one that I check. And yes, I know it's always the very last one you check because there wouldn't be any reason to check anymore. But what I mean by that is the last one that I could have possibly checked, which it was. Here it is. But there's plenty of times when it's the one right out by my oppressor anyways. So I can't complain too hard about that. All right, we are ready to go back to Cayo. So, man, that went fast. That went really fast. I think, time-wise, I think I'm clocking in at about 40 minutes for the whole setup thing. And we're ready to go back to the main heist. That's grinding, man. That's power grinding. I've done it so many times, though. I should be able to do it effortlessly. The fact that I still, even with the guards being as easy as they are on Cayo, and with the familiarity that I have with it, the fact that I still screw it up sometimes is just an awesome testament to how much I suck at video games. I've got no excuse to mess up this heist, man. I've done it so many times. Honestly, between all my characters, I think I have done Cayo probably close to 200 times, I think. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I know it's over 100. It's got to be over 100. It has to be at this point. I'm going to set my expanded radar back to off for this so I can see the vision cones. And let's go do it, man. 5 million in a short stream. I like it. We'll start the finale. Same settings as always. Long fin is the approach vehicle. North docks is the infiltration point. Compound entry will be the tunnel, the grate. Escape point we don't care about. And time of day, always daytime. I do not like Cayo at night because I can't see a damn thing. When your eyes get old like mine and you sit here with these bright lights in your face because you're streaming, you don't like dark scenes in video games. I don't know how those guys stream Elden Ring. Did I say that right? Is it Elden Ring? That game, that Souls game everyone was playing this past month? It's kind of died down now. For a little bit there last month, every time I went on YouTube, there's like 50 different Elden Ring videos being suggested to me. But I feel like that's kind of gotten past its popularity now. I've never played a Souls game. I don't know if I would like it. I'm not the most patient man. And as I understand it, that game is... all the Souls games, as I understand it, are basically notorious for trying your patience because they're very hard and unfair. So, all right. So I know we're going to grab the brownie mix and the cocoa. And, you know, just for the sake of timing, I mean, I know it would probably be more efficient to grab the brownie mix here first and then go get the cocoa. But just for the sake of timing on this guard in this building here, I'm going to run up here and I'm going to grab the cocoa first, then go back and grab the brownie mix. Run, run, run. I need my weapon out too so I can pop him. And I got to be careful of that camera. Okay, I got to move fast so I don't get caught by the camera. There you go. Got him. Okay. And I need to be careful of that camera when I leave too. The camera's not always there, actually. It's hit or miss. I don't know like what causes it to be there. Not probably a random thing, but it's not always there. But it has caught me on occasion when since I'm not used to it and it is there, it has caught me on occasion and messed up my heist. In order to get the Elite Challenge bonus, you have to stay stealth the entire time through. Okay, I think I can beat it out. No. Okay, whew. I got caught on the tree. I thought it was going to see me, man. Oh, that would have sucked. The wonky character movement in this game, man. Your guy cannot run in a straight line. He got hooked on that tree as I came out, and that camera was turning back toward me. Ugh, that would have sucked. Sometimes it's better to just take your time. Like it probably would have been smarter for me to hang back in that building for a minute and watch the camera on the radar and wait for its vision cone to point the other direction rather than trying to like run out and beat it before it turned all the way toward me. Oh, come on. Is what I'm saying about this wonky motion? I just want to run this way, man. Can the game please let me? All right. So there's a guard here who has also tripped me up on occasion. I got to be very careful with him and stay hidden until he's in sight. It's really tempting. Like, he's not here right now. So it's really tempting to just... Right now, I could shoot those cameras out, and I can get in this lockup here on the left. And he actually won't see me when I'm in the lockup when he comes around the corner. But too many times when I go to do that, I somehow end up getting caught anyways. I think maybe he sees the cameras on the ground. I'm not sure what causes that to mess up that way. But I've learned that here, the best move is to wait for him to come back around the corner. And you'll notice he's not even on the radar. Now he just appeared. He doesn't appear on the radar until he gets a lot closer. So you don't even know he's there, like on the other side of the building. So, okay, he's getting in position, and you got to wait for him to turn. There he goes. All right, why do I not have my weapon out anymore? But now it's easy. Boom. Camera never sees that for whatever reason. I think he's too close to it. Like, its vision is out over him. And there we go. And you got to shoot that switch in order to break the mechanism so that the gate will stay open for you. Otherwise, if you don't shoot that switch and if you just like hit the switch, the gate only stays open while you stay by the switch. You would normally need 2 people to get in here. In fact, Pavel says as much on the radio, even though I've got the volume turned way down so you can't hear it. You might have seen the text on the screen though. So, okay. Where's my boat? We don't have to worry about these guards here, the white circle guards on the radar, like this guy in purple. Don't got to worry about him as long as you don't, like, sit in his view. I think if you sit in his view too long, he will finally alert, and he'll absolutely alert if he sees you with a gun. But as long as you're unarmed and you don't stay in his sight for too long, like, don't just hang out there, he generally will not alert. The guys out here on the water and the boats, they never alert. I run into them all the time. They're actually just basically like NPCs on the road. At least for right now. If the island goes on to alert, then they'll become shooters at that point. They will shoot at you and come after you. So, all right. We'll grab the tequila and get out of here. We'll see what the time is like. I do have to end at 8 p.m. It's 7:34 right now because I work at 9 and I got to get ready for work. Monday and Wednesday is always a short stream. Friday is my real streaming night when I can just go as long as I want. Sometimes I stream like 6 hours on Friday night. Although I found that, okay, where's my, okay. Yeah, oxygen's on. Okay, I was hitting D-pad to put the mask on. It I didn't see the air thing showing up down the lower right. I have found an interesting limitation with YouTube, though, as far as streams are concerned. So I like to put up like end cards at the end of my videos on YouTube, and that includes on the end of streams. Now I usually just go back like over the weekend. I'll go do the ones from the previous week. So like if you look at Mondays, there's no cards there yet. There will be eventually. I like to try to get the timing as close to when I stop talking on the stream and say goodbye as possible. Like I would like to finish off the stream with, you know, thanks for watching, have a great game, and then like literally within 3 seconds have the end card pop up at that point. The end cards are always 20 seconds. There's no way to change that, I don't think. So I basically need to make sure that from the time I say my final words and cut over to my goodbye screen, I need it to be no more than 25 seconds, basically. And sometimes it turns out being like 35, 45 seconds. So if I put the end screen on after I say goodbye, the end screen won't come up for like another 20 seconds. No one's going to, you know, sit and wait for that. So YouTube has a editor that allows me to clip back that extra time off the end of the video. But I found that if I do that and I make that clip, then the playback of the chat is no longer available to anyone who watches the stream later on YouTube. So you can't do any edits to your stream at all using the editor, or else the replay of the chat is no longer visible, which I think is crap. So anyways, that's one of the things I'm learning about streaming and YouTube and stuff. It's a learning experience. Got to watch out for this camera. There we go. I should probably focus on these guards rather than blathering on about YouTube. All right. Oh my God, I missed him. Please don't let the alarm go off. It didn't. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, that was bad. See, guys, I am terrible. For as many times as I've done this, you would not think I would make a mistake like that. I've shot that guy through that fence, that rail, so many times. That's crazy. This guy. Getting the timing on this guy is sometimes a little bit of a pain too. I have like run into him and knocked him over rather than hitting him there, and that also sucks because he'll set off the alarm. So let's see, what's the take here? We're at 416, 492. Okay, well, it's about 70 grand. It's not terrible, not terrible. It's better than 40 grand, which it sometimes is. It is that low sometimes. So I'll take 70 grand. Okay, my dude needs to stop ragdolling and get up because that... Oh, whew. That juggernaut was bearing down on me there, man. That vision cone was almost on me. All right. Hack the keypad. Let's get the tequila and get out of here. All right. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. There we go. Easy peasy. Took me a little bit longer than normal though. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, it took me a little less time than normal. So, okay, balances out, balances out. Good time on that. Let's go grab the tequila. At least I don't have to remember a safe code this time. And all right. Okay, I hit D-pad. There we go. So 4 cycles on this. 1, almost up to the end. Let it go most of the way down. 2. 2 more. 3. Last one. 4. There we go. Always the same on that. And we just need to watch for the juggernaut when we come out. He'll be on the radar over to the right when we come out of here. Make sure he's not facing this way. No, he's already gone. So we'll just hop up here. That guy's already gone off his pattern, so we can just head on out. And that's why I don't bother to kill that guy anymore through the gate, because there's no point. He's so easy to avoid. And more than anyone else, trying to kill that guard through that gate, the one that we just let walk away over there, more than any other guard, he is the one I've messed up on the most. I'm still a little bit shaky over that guy through the rail, though. I can't believe I missed him the first time I shot. Every time that happens, I'm always like, oh, the heist is ruined. Heist is ruined. They're going to alert. So we'll jump. When I come up here to the top, I look at that palm tree out there, and I go just to the right of it, right here, and jump up. If anyone ever wonders what my point of reference is when I'm doing that. And okay. All right, we're pretty much done. Swim out to the whale skeleton, and the heist is complete. The take is pretty low, as you can see. 1.48. It's only going to be probably around 1.3 million, but you know, that's tequila with medium secondaries, so it's not going to be as good as a bearer bond, or certainly not as good as a pink diamond. Heck, even not even as good as a ruby. It is literally the least valuable of the primary targets, but let's see what it turns out to be. I'm kind of curious. I think with the bonus it'll be around 1.3. It won't be any more than 1.4, though. I don't think so. We'll see. Boy, for as many times as I've done it, you'd think I would know. But I don't. It's always a surprise every time. So, okay. Oh, wow. No, it's going to be 1.4 after all. Okay. Hey, I'll take it. That's almost 1.5. Took a little bit longer than normal, 12 minutes there. I like to keep it under 10 if I can, but the way the secondaries were laid out at the North Dock, I needed to use kind of a crap route. So they weren't laid out very efficiently there. So North Dock took a little longer than normal. Wow, we're about to level up. Not that it matters at this point, but trying to think what the highest level I've ever been. It's either going to be my first PS4 character or my PC character. I want to say they were around like 265, something like that. Or maybe I'm thinking the money, maybe, because they had around $265 million. That's actually what it was. They had $265 million. That was the most I'd ever had, money-wise. I want to say level... Maybe it was only like 240 something. Maybe this is now the highest level character I've ever had. Again, go back to Yorick. Man grinded to level 2000 legitimately. A lot of CEO crates involved with that, though. I don't think I could handle that grind. I'm not an RP grinder. Like I said, once you get past level 135, it kind of doesn't matter. Although you could make that same argument. I know I've said it before. You could make that same argument about grinding for money too. Like once you get a certain amount of money, you can already buy everything in the game. So is there really any point in grinding higher than that money-wise? Probably not. And that's where it comes down to that subjectivity about what's fun to you. For York, he was all about grinding the RP. And that's what was fun to him, and that makes it right for him. For me, it's about the money. I want the $1 billion bank account. I'm materialistic that way. So, we're at 214.5 million. We're not going to get to 215, unfortunately. But while we wait for a Cayo cooldown, because before I end the stream, I will buy the next Cayo, and maybe I might have time for the scope out mission too. I'm gonna run a payphone hit real quick. That should do the job of getting Cayo to cooldown, so that I can get the next one started at least. Friday's stream is going to be huge. I usually don't start. I know on Monday and Wednesday I stream from 6 p.m. I start at 6 p.m. Eastern. I don't usually start until 8 p.m. Eastern on Friday night, just because, you know, I don't get up until like 4 or 5 p.m. I sleep through the day because I'm a night shift guy. And I like to have a few hours to get ready before I start streaming on Friday. So I usually won't start until 8, but I will oftentimes run all the way till 2 in the morning. So I've noticed the last couple weeks I've streamed about 6 hours on Friday. Also, I got to talk with Greeper and see what's up. In real life, Greeper is one of the unprofessionals that we do the Heist with Friends with, if you've seen those streams in the past. Greeper I work with in real life. He's also night shift like I am. I hope he doesn't mind my saying that. Not like anyone could identify him by that. But anyways, Greeper and I were thinking we might do the... let's see. Where's Franklin? Oh, there he is. You know what? Mr. 5, you're messing up my my address book here on my phone. So is Tim, by the way. Where's Tim at? He's not in here tonight, I don't think. Anyways, so call Franklin, get the payphone hit. Anyway, I got to talk to Greeper tonight at work and see, but we're thinking that this Saturday we may do the Doomsday finale Saturday night. We'll see what's up. That's not going to be an expanded and enhanced. That'll be back on my Xbox One character, last generation. Oh man, it's the pop star. Please don't let it be the truck. If it's the truck, I might just go shoot the guy. It takes so long to get that stupid semi-truck and go after him. We'll see. We'll see how it goes here. But anyway, so we might be doing Heist with Friends this Saturday. I'm going to confirm that with, try to confirm it with Greeper. And hopefully on Friday I'll have more info, be able to say, you know, with be able to say more definitively yay or nay. Oh yeah, it's the truck cab. Oh man. I hate this one. So there's 3 locations for the truck cab, and one of them is like down here, I think. It doesn't mean it'll be here. It's only going to be at one of the 3 locations where you can actually find the truck. Not here, because I think it would be parked right there. The other one is... The other 2 locations are the Mile High Club or the construction up by the mall by the main Ellis Customs. So let's... Oh, this is probably my least favorite payphone hit. Yep, it's gonna be here. At least the guy's not that far away. He's actually kind of close. So let's get out of here and go get him. Not sure which way he's gonna turn from there. I don't think it's easy to go out to the right, so I'm going to go out this way. Yeah. Alright, we'll head this way. This truck is so slow. Somebody said I can use my MOC. I'm not sure. I tried to use my Phantom Wedge with this mission one time, thinking that I could probably destroy the guy's car a lot faster with that, because it'll send it flying. But it didn't seem to work. Like, I hit the guy with my Phantom Wedge for like 15 minutes, and he never blew up. So, oh, he's coming down the main road here. Oh, sweet. Well, I will say this for this one, the placement was pretty good. I'm going to try to shoot his tires out after I hit him the first time. Here we go. Yeah, tough, dude. Oh, is he going to fall? Don't let him fall. Although, it might be better if I had him trapped down there. I got to shoot out his tires. Keep him from running. Because trying to catch a sports car and a semi-truck is problematic. I don't want to shoot him, though. Actually, I kind of do. Alright, let's hit him. Really? Wow, he took a nice bounce, didn't he? Oh, I should not have let him get around me like that. Alright, we're going to have trees in the way. Come on. Come on. Sorry if I'm not talking now. I got to focus on this. Oof. Come on. All right, I got to take these tires out. This guy is running way too easily. Really? Oh, there he goes. Yeah. All right, well, that wasn't so bad. That wasn't so bad. I've had it take much longer than that. I've had it take most of the 15 minutes before. But I will say, on that time when it did that, you got to leave the area. Let me get out of here to finish it. The location of the truck was the one all the way south. And this guy was actually heading out of the city up by the casino. So it was like trying to catch that sports car from so far away in this slow truck makes it hard to do. I gotta wait for this screen to clear. There we go. Call for my oppressor. So, all right. Well, that wasn't so bad. Decent. I don't think we've got Cayo cooldown yet, though. Nope, not yet. We're getting close, though. Like another probably 3-4 minutes. Oh, where's my oppressor? Where did it spawn? I see it on the... Okay, it's like hiding behind this bush. So I'll go grab the 20 grand out of the safe, I guess. We'll take that 85 grand and then whatever we can get out of the safes. And we will call it the money. Minus the 25 grand for the next Cayo, of course. Too bad it's not a little bit later. I could grab a modded Sentinel. A little too late in the day to try to grab like the modded Dominator or Sand King or Dubsta. Dubsta's kind of hard to get to spawn anyway. I will definitely do that sometime if anyone's interested in seeing how that's done. I mean, there's plenty of YouTube videos about it, but it's kind of cool to see. All right, let's go grab my safe. You know, I may as well load up too while since I'm in here. Take advantage of being in here. Get my ammo and my armor and all that stuff. Easy 20 grand. Every 48 minutes. Thanks to everyone who helped me last Friday on my security contracts. We got them up to 201, which maxes out the production of the safe in here. So this safe now produces $20,000 every 48 minutes. Which is an awesome passive income, especially when you AFK grind in security cameras like me. So we're already full on snacks. Really, I didn't use any snacks this stream. Wow, stayed pretty much damage free, man. So what about ammo? Yeah, we definitely need ammo. We used plenty of ammo, that's for sure. Special carbine, explosive assault shotgun, sniper, explosive on heavy sniper. We used the one RPG at the end of the Longfin mission when we blew ourselves up. Still got full of those, and then body armor. We only used like 2. Okay, man. Wow, we weren't that low. We were still pretty full on ammo and armor, so not bad. Not bad at all. I will run to my nightclub. Actually, you know, no, I'm not going to either. Cayo is up, and we're getting on like 8 o'clock. So let me straighten this guy out anyway. Like when he tilts like that, I'm always worried he's gonna blow up. Back in the day, if you didn't land your buzzard right and you left it sitting funny on the ground, you get halfway across the map and you'd hear it blow up in the distance for whatever reason. There's something wrong with it. It was a bug, one of many. Anyways, so let's jump sessions to get in the Kasaka. I'll just leave whatever money is in the nightclub and arcade safe. There won't be much there anyway. The arcade only generates 5 grand every 48 minutes. Believe it or not, that used to be the highest producing safe in the game. I used to be pretty impressed with it when I'd go and get 50 grand out of the arcade safe. That was also the max. That's been bumped to 100, but it's still only 5 grand per 48 minutes. and only if you've bought all the arcade machines to max out the arcade income like I did. So yeah, the arcade safe is now the worst of the three. The nightclub safe is good, but the problem is that it's tied to the popularity of the nightclub, and the popularity of the nightclub keeps dropping, so you have to keep doing popularity missions to get the max value out of the nightclub safe. With the agency safe, it can hold a max of 250,000, and once you've done 201 security missions out of the agency, you permanently have the 20 grand per 48 minutes. You don't have to maintain it or anything like you do with the nightclub. So the agency safe is definitely the best one. So, all right, let's purchase the next Cayo. And I'm not going to do the scope out right now. I'm not going to do the intel mission. I'll do that later. But we are 7 for 7 on the workaround for the infinite loading screen. So when I do this this intel mission, I'm going to, like I say, I'm going to step out of the Kasaka and then back in and then launch it and see. And if I get to 10 out of 10, then I'm going to call it an official workaround, and I'm going to post that on Reddit on those threads that are talking about it. And I'm also going to make a video about it. And I guess what I probably should do too is before I do that stuff, so if I hit 10 out of 10 of the workaround working in preventing the infinite loading screen, then what I'll do is I'll do it a few times without doing the workaround and see if I run into it again, like inside of 2 or 3 tries. Because again, it didn't happen every time. It was like every 2 or 3 intel missions, it would do it to me. And it did it to me on stream several times. If you go back and look at last week's streams, it did it. So I think probably did it like 2 or 3 times throughout last week's streams, over the 3 streams that I did. So it was definitely doing it. So after I get 10 out of 10, I'm going to try without the workaround and make sure that it is still happening, because wouldn't it just be a hoot if Rockstar just happened to fix it right as I found this workaround, and now I'm mistaking my workaround for being the reason it's not happening, but instead it's actually because it was fixed. So I do need to see it happen again without the workaround, and then I will consider it an official workaround. So, all right, I'm going to retire from SecuroServe CEO, and I will look at all that later. Right now I need to go get food and get ready for work. So, main menu, deposit, and where are we at to end this grind? We started at like 209.6 or something. Now we're at 214, just about 0.6. So maybe it was 209.8. I don't know, whatever. We made about 5 million during this grind. Not bad for under 2 hours. We rocked $2 million, $5 million. We did 2 Cayos. We did a big nightclub sale. Oh, I never did a bunker sale. I never even did my bunker sale. Oh well. That's only like 135 grand anyway. I probably should have done that instead of the payphone hit at the end there, but that's okay. I'll do that later. No biggie. But we're rocking. We are just about up to 215 million. I think we're gonna hit a billion by the end of the summer, I think, unless that summer DLC ends up like being really expensive and I want to buy everything. Then that'll end up setting us back probably. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. We'll see what's going on. So, anyways, I'm gonna get out of here. Everybody who came around, Mr. 5, is good to see you. Alan, thank you for joining, sir. Everybody else, I know there were some lurkers I saw earlier. It doesn't look like anyone's really left right now, but saw some lurkers earlier. Everyone who stopped by, thank you very much for hanging out with me. I appreciate it very much. And as always, thank you for watching, and have a great game.